What people experience at Grace is very important to us. We know that the experience that they have walking into any facility that we have, whether it be a permanent facility or an elementary school cafeteria or a middle school gymnasium, is important. The Orlando campus, we were portable for 14 years before we got our facility. Winter Garden campus, Oviedo campus are still portable at schools. And so, when you go into a facility like that, it's not meant for a church. And so you have to go in and create an environment so when people come in on Sunday morning, they don't think, oh, this is a school. Their first thought is, this is home. This is where I can meet people, this is where I can meet God, and this is where restoration can happen.
Our first service had about 90 people in it, and that was a great first start. I mean, we were surprised by it. We thought, man, this is great. We didn't start with a massive vision in place other than wanting to help people take their next step toward Christ. That was the whole of it, and we were trying to figure out what that would look like.
It was definitely just a week-by-week thing. There was no style other than who we were, and there was no planning other than what we could pull off.
It was slow and steady, and people grew, and God showed up week after week. We knew that the Longwood Community Center wasn't going to be big enough for us to continue, so I went and searched a couple of Seventh-day Adventist churches. Seventh-day Adventists actually worship on Saturdays, so their churches are open on Sundays.
I have searched and scoured and looked for all kinds of different places that would fit needs. One church specifically we talked to has been the Seventh-day Adventist Church across from Florida Hospital in Winter Park.
Chad, you came here in 2006, you and Hillary.
Yeah, our first Sunday was the 3rd anniversary of Grace.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I remember we came, we were searching for churches in the city. We had left another church that we'd been at for several years.
Yeah.
And honestly just wanted to attend a church and kind of be in a church that had strong vision. And yeah, our first Sunday was a Vision Sunday, and I just remember you casting this vision of this is what the church is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we just fell in love with it immediately.
Because Jesus is interested in people who follow him with all of their heart and all of their mind and all of their soul and all of their strength. He says it's all or nothing.
When we started attending Grace, we really wanted to just be and not serve. We had served every weekend for so many years, and I mean, we attended for a week or two.
Yeah, we didn't hold up to that part of our deal, internal deal very well.
Chloe and I are not good at just sitting on the sidelines and not participating. No, so I think it might have been after the first week. I don't know.
It was not long.
I remember sending an email to Kelly Atkins, who was the interim worship leader at the time and kind of overseeing the team. And I sent her an email introducing myself and Hillary and just kind of giving a background of who we are. And hey, if you need any help at all, it looks like you got everything covered. We'd love to jump in. She was so excited. And I'm pretty sure that following weekend, she invited me to be on platform with the team. I led a song. And within a couple weeks after that, I was leading the team with her and stepping in.
I think I just dove right in as well and started serving any way that I could.
And Grace brought me on staff full-time as a worship director in 2008.
We're so excited that you are here. Today is going to be an amazing day. Pastor Mike's going to be up in just a little bit to start a new series called Chosen by God.
Yeah, I mean, I think this building worked for us for a long time. I mean, we were here for how many years?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
8 years. It was incredible. And we did a lot of incredible things during that time. I mean, God grew the church. It was one of our fastest growing seasons in the history of Grace. And that was also part of the beginning of the end of this facility for us, because we kind of realized that we needed more parking space, we needed more opportunity. It's surrounded by Florida Hospital or Advent Health now. And all of that's great, but it was just kind of, people didn't know where it was.
So there was no identity for the church.
There was no identity for the church.
It was so awkward to invite someone to Grace Church at Hospital Church.
We were doing really, really well at the Florida Hospital. We had, I think at that time, 3 or 4 services. Things were going really well. So we wanted to move to a little bit bigger kind of auditorium and have more room for children's ministry. We were kind of busting out of the seams with kids. When we made the move to Edgewater High School, it seemed clear to us that we were supposed to do it.
There just seemed to be a lot of buzz and excitement about us moving into the heart of the community in the school, and also having the chance to grow. It was a really exciting Sunday.
So we arrived here in 2011, and we had our first service on Easter of 2011, right?
Yeah, Easter 2011, and it was, man, we were so excited.
So excited.
So excited. It was the auditorium was brand new. They had just finished this.
Yep, that's right. That's
We
right. I
were the
forgot about
first-
that.
Yeah, we rented it before they finished it. We were the first rentals in here.
Yeah.
And it was
the Performing Arts Center for Orange County, for for all the schools.
all the schools.
Yeah, it was something else.
I think moving into this building from the hospital church, it forced us to innovate.
Yes, totally.
Where before we were younger,
Yep.
we had a sanctuary,
Yeah.
and so we could do, we set
We
up.
were in church.
We were in church, but here, it's so big, and
really
the
is.
stage is so tall.
I mean, look at it. I mean, it's
because
just so big.
It's made for performing arts, for drama.
Right.
And so to come in here and try to have a church service that's intimate,
Yeah.
that's reverent,
Right.
and brings people in, you have to create that environment. So I think for us, we learned very quickly
Yeah.
that, okay, we're going to have to shift some of the ideas around. So it kind of put us in a place, almost a corner, where we had to innovate.
The first weekend we got there, we thought, man, this is wonderful. It was packed. I mean, just packed. And we thought, this was a great decision. This is a wonderful decision.
The next week was devastating.
We lost almost 800 people, and we only moved 1 mile away. And honestly, it was my mistake. We should have, this was a rookie mistake, and we should have gone slower, and we should have brought people with us. But this was simultaneously the time that we had announced that we were going to start campuses, and we were going to move from one location to having campuses around Central Florida. So there was a lot of change in this year, probably the most change we had in a single year ever before. And the hardest part for me was watching, not the people leave, the hardest part for me was watching the staff. It was very emotionally challenging.
I think we just kind of all took a step back after that first week and just kind of questioned, did we mishear
The Lord.
the Lord? Did we take a wrong step?
I remember it being very exhausting. I remember it being a very hard time because we were getting, into this new building that we had been so thrilled about having an opportunity for. And then it felt like it was all kind of collapsing. And so then you're doubting all of it. Did we make the right move moving here? Are we going to successfully be able to launch another campus? It's like,
It was very
there's a
hard.
lot.
It's very hard to go from a place where you feel all the momentum leaning forward,
Yeah.
and then in a week's time, feel like you're 4 years back.
I'm going to just be honest, I hated being at Edgewater High School. For 6 years, I hated it. I would get there sometimes on Sunday mornings and I would turn around and leave. I would get my kids all settled and I would have to go for a drive and I would have to pray so I could come back and be there. It just always brought back memories of what had happened when we moved there. There were people that we gave all of ourselves to, and there were people that we were sure would be with us forever. Having them decide for whatever reason that the church isn't enough for them anymore, it's really, really hard.
There was still a commitment to grace by a very core group of people, and that commitment never dwindled. And so in some ways, you just keep at it. You just keep doing what you feel called to do, regardless of the current outcomes. and you keep pushing forward.
I had to go through this just to be not sure of God's calling, but to say this calling that God gave Kelly and I a long time ago, come good times or bad times, we're in, and we're all in. I think God's message to us was perseverance.
We persevere by showing up and saying, God, I don't feel good right now. I don't like this right now. It's not fun, but I'm gonna trust you that the future is different. And now we've had 4 campuses right now, and we've got 4,000 people attending those campuses. It's amazing what God has done. That's because when we show up, God shows up, but it's also because we showed up every single week, and we show up and we trust God even if it hurts. And we go up, we show up, and we trust God even if it hurts. What happens is the definition of that is perseverance.
God has never, ever failed us once. He has always been a certainty. And he has always come through in not the way we always want, but in his way and in a better way.
Whenever we've hit speed bumps or we've had, just something we felt like we hit a wall in ministry, when our expectations didn't match up with, the reality of what God was trying to do, we pushed through because we knew he was with us. Even though our circumstances didn't always give us the most positive outcomes, we knew that he was with us.
We had planned to start a church in Orlando, and so we were reaching out to people in Orlando. I think I emailed about 100 pastors, and 4 of them replied. And Pastor Mike was the one that replied and was like an immediate invitation. Hey, next time you're here, I would love to meet up. I'd love to show you around the city.
We're following breaking news right now in Orange County, where Orlando police have confirmed there's been a shooting.
The whole world that we're looking at right now in Central Florida is just broken.